Welcome to Canada. There is no red carpet. What do I mean by that? We've seen a lot of people arriving here in Canada with unprepared and with very little information. And here's how it starts. There's a lot of misunderstanding and misinterpretation of what's available and not available as a newcomer. So let's backtrack and start at the beginning of the journey. So you or your family want to move to Canada, and your first place is Immigration Canada, where you make the application on your own via their website. You've chosen to use an immigration consultant or an immigration lawyer. One thing to bear in mind, any one of those mediums you choose to use or pathways you choose to use is focused on getting you here. Nothing more, nothing less. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is because over time, we have seen people come, and as hosts, we are interacting with people on a personal level. And you feel their pain with respect to the struggles they're having. Anyway, let me get off track here. So you've arrived, you've made your application, you've qualified, you arrive in Canada, now you've landed, now what? There's no job for you as far as in your field. And let me just elaborate on that. Because I've been accepted as an engineer or a doctor or a pharmacist or any one of those professions, somewhere there's a job for me and Immigration Canada has based my application, and the acceptance of my application based on that. Now, jobs do exist, but you're on your own to find them. You're not just put into that slot when you arrive. And that's the same with accommodation. We've had people arrive and think that, well, I'm here in Canada, where is the accommodation for newcomers? As though there's such a thing. And with all the access to information we have on the internet, you'll be very, very surprised of how many people arrive thinking that. And it has nothing to do with intelligence. It has to do with the fact that it's almost sometimes, I wouldn't say sold, but presented that way, indirectly. Benefits, unemployment benefits. You can't come to Canada and think that you're going to get unemployment benefits if you haven't even had a job yet. And individuals that I have spoken to have told me, had they had this information prior to coming, not prior to the application, prior to coming, they would have planned differently. This is why I'm making that video. I'm making this video to provide information for those of you who are in that process of making the transition. We've had people tell us, well, I thought I would get a job when I came because I'd qualified under that segment. Canada said they needed doctors. Canada said they needed this. Canada said they needed that. I'm a nurse. I've turned up, and now I've got to go through all these additional hurdles before I get a job. I'm going to make some other videos and elaborate on some of these topics, but just to close, there is no red carpet in Canada. When you arrive, you need to be you're on your own with respect to getting these things done. And let me just make one correction to that, before I close. The government Canada does have what we call newcomer centers. But everyone that we've spoken to who's been there, these are doctors, engineers, nurses, and everything in between, have told us that many of these places is just generic information they're providing. Everybody has unique requirements. I hope this video just provides some important information for those of you who are thinking of making the journey or preparing for it, so you're more prepared before you arrive. Take care. See you next video.